Hi, beautiful souls of planet Earth. Did you miss me or what? So, I'm a firm believer in self empowerment. I took a break for a little bit. I felt you guys calling, but I have to trust that as a whatever I am teacher, healer, that I never want anyone to become dependent on me. And so I should just be like a nice little treat. Y'all know what you need to work on, and y'all should be able to work on it. And so I have to trust when I take breaks or I do my own thing that you guys are good while I'm gone and that this is just a little treat. So today what we're doing is just messages from your spirit guides. It was very clear that they were telling me not to film for a while. I'm super busy for 2022. I was super busy in 2021. Yeah, girl, she's tired. But this morning they were like, we're filming a collective reading. And so in the beginning of each classroom, there's going to be channeled messages from the spirit guide. So it's kind of like you'll know if you're in the right class or not. I want you guys in general to always be using your higher intelligence. It doesn't matter what a reader says, a healer says. Use your own higher intelligence, not denial, but intelligence to know if I'm saying that something needs to be worked on, but you've already been working on it, then the answer is do you need to work on it? No. It's about listening and trusting. These are general messages. To me, the reason why I like doing one-on-one sessions better than general is because the general sessions are like a painting, an abstract painting with like blobs of color. And I'm like, well, I can see red, I can see blue, but I don't know if that red is a strawberry. I don't know what. And I love being exacting. My Virgo and Scorpio nature that is in my chart, I'm like, oh, give me the most surgical detail. Like, I love clearing the energy channels, figuring out what's wrong, so it's general messages, guys, but it's possible there's multiple messages in multiple piles that only some will resonate. So don't use your higher intelligence. And let's just have some fun. Enjoy your weekend. Shortly you'll be seeing your pick a class reading. Then you'll get a little rundown list to make sure you're in the right group. And then it's just messages from your guides. So, yeah, I'll see you there. Without further ado. Hi, guys. Just have you cleansing outside. So everybody take a deep breath. Taking the sounds of the water far off. So this is going to be your class selection, guys. We're going to have 1 over here. 2. We have 3. And 4. Now this is usually my light worker, shadow worker, just empath, anyone who's really intuitive, into energy, a good person who works for the collective. This is always dedicated to you, like my frontline workers. So it's possible there's multiple messages. Like I said in the intro, it's possible, just pick your group, pick your class, and I'll see you guys there. Hey, classroom 1, welcome to your class. So I decided to do what I do when I do healing sessions and take notes. So this is how you'll know if you're in the right class or not. Now these are messages from your guides. It's not necessarily from me, so just take it with a grain of salt, okay? So for classroom 1, your guides are saying that you guys need to surrender to more fun in your life and take your time with things. There's something here about time. You guys need to ask your body and your mind to just relax more. You guys need to try and relax more is what your guides are saying. So there's big changes ahead. I feel like you guys know these changes though. Big changes, big decisions, and the guides are saying that requires much strength and much faith. So continue on your path. It was almost like they were showing me the floodgates are about to open and all this water was crashing down. And the song I channeled for you guys was When the Levee Breaks by Led Zeppelin. It was like, if it keeps on raining, levees go. And it like, that song builds up and then it's like the levee just, so there's like a levee about to just, and it's like the floodgates are about to open, right? But there's gonna be a lot of water, a lot of crashing changes around you, your guides are saying, coming, enveloping all around you, and they want you to stay like a boulder in the center of these changes. So it's almost like the water will crash around you, it'll take away what it needs to take away. But they were saying, it's a saying I came up and say to myself, I am a mountain, I cannot be moved. Like, they don't want these changes to change you. They want things to change around you. So they're saying, let the changes happen around you, but not to you. Not within your spirit. Don't let your spirit fear the changes either, or be in despair about them. So if that feels like the right class or message from your guides, then hi, welcome, class 1. So what was interesting about that was that the card that came out was humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. And the first message I wrote was surrender to more fun. I channeled these messages before I did the cards. We also have perseverance though. So perseverance and humor from the Soul's Journey Oracle. There's something big ahead of you. I was saying, say to yourself, you're a mountain and you cannot be moved. And from the Nova Oracle, I got the mountain. Got the red mountain and the the black street lamp, which is good. This is good in this deck. So it's again, it's like, I like to see what's happening because I like channeling messages before, because this all just backs up what I'm seeing from your guides. So there's a waiting period here on something. There's a waiting period. There's a perspective. You need to trust where you're being led. We have activated earth, trust where you're being led, perspective, zoom out and wait. Time is not right. Things are being woven. Things are definitely being woven for you guys. This is a big chapter going on in your life. We have a lot of major arcanas that came out from the tarot. So from the tarot, what came out, we have the Star, we have Death, which is interesting because the Star usually follows death. So it's kind of this renewal of hope and this thing, but things are going to change. Things are changing. We have the Six of Wands with the Four of Wands, which to me is a very successful, it's like this, some change, the levee's going to break, y'all, is how I'm seeing it with death, but then we also have the Tower. So it's like the levee's going to break, y'all. It's going to break. Something's got to break. Something's got to give. It's building momentum. It's building momentum. And then if you can kind of just, big changes are ahead was what was written on your notes. The Tower to me is huge changes. This is huge changes. So is death. These are huge transformations. It's requiring a lot of strength and a lot of faith. But they're saying continue on the path. We have the Three of Wands, the Four of Wands, again, like I said, and the Six of Wands. I'm being a little bit redundant here, but it's like I need you guys to know that whatever's happening truly is leading to a more stable place, a more victorious place, a place where you feel, I just feel better, feel brighter. It's like continue on the path ahead with the Three of Wands. Like continue on this journey. Let the levee break. Let the water take everything, wash it away, and then just let yourselves see what's whatever is left after these changes. Truly, whatever is left is meant to be there. Whatever is meant to go, Spirit is saying to just have faith and patience that you can get through this and you can just kind of let it all fall off of you, right? So what was interesting was from the I Ching cards, we have 57, which is subtly penetrating. But then we had 58, which says opening. And this is how I felt. It's like the levee is about to motherfucking break. The levee is about to break. So with this card, subtly penetrating, it's about, think of the wind blowing through the trees or a cool breeze going through the forest. It's a gentle force. Air is a gentle force, but it's a persistent force. And so whatever's happening, you guys need a lot of flexibility, a lot of endurance right now. It's like a soft, persistent, careful aim. You keep going, right? They were saying to have strength, to maintain the faith, to just trust in what's ahead, right? Stick to your goals, maintain a strong vision is what this card says. While things are subtly being penetrated, but to me, it's like someone stuck a needle in a waterbed or a thing, and the levee is about to just, and then when it comes to opening, that's what I'm saying. It's things are about to open up. This is a card usually of communication, of opportunity, of expression, of all these things that were repressed are starting to open up. Joy, excitement, a new passageway is what that card says. And with the street lamp, this is a new passageway. With the Three of Wands, there's definitely something about this horizon and a new thing for you guys that's much more successful and stable than the energy you guys have been going through. But it's like Spirit saying to me, okay, with light, shadow is a natural byproduct of light. As long as there's light, there will be shadow. Shadow exists. And so both have to exist. It's like very clear that something has been going on. And you guys have been very like, with this group, I do feel a semi acceptance energy. It's almost like initially things sucked. Initially you were like, dude, this sucks. Like all these changes suck. But this is a part of your soul growing. This is a huge part of your chapter. This is a huge part of your contract on earth. What you came here to do. If I'm being honest, the energy I'm feeling is like you guys were being held back for way too long on something. Something was just, and now it's subtly starting to cut. It's starting. It's possible that some of you, though, again, use your higher judgment and your wisdom. This is like general messages, and the reason why I hated doing these readings, or not hated, but like, I'm like a surgeon when I do energy work. I want to be exacting AF. Like, I want to get what's wrong out of the way, get the right perspective adopted. I want to fix everything. But I can't when it's a general reading. And so when it's general energy, to me, it's very vague. And to me, I don't like it because I don't feel like I had that like aha moment. But what I'm saying is something has definitely been going on. There's a lot of energy in my heart chakra, like a lot of like pounding where it's like, y'all feel, or y'all have already been dealing with things about they're changing, and I feel like you guys are being asked to kind of just wait, but it's like, it's like you're waiting, but it's a waiting game, but and everything's about to open up. I think if you guys are being honest, things are going to open up in a very quick way when they do. And so Spirit is saying like, right now is a time to rest, to heal, to relax, to have fun, to kind of like, can you stand in front of that levee knowing everything's about to open up? I mean, that's a hard thing, right? To stand in front of a levee that's about to break and the water's about to come crashing around you. And can you stay waiting for that moment, not knowing exactly when it is, but be relaxed while it's happening? I know it's difficult. I feel like you guys can sense these changes. And so there's a frantic energy. Now for my deck that I made, which has like all Tibetan Buddhist philosophies, other philosophical teachings, therapy, counseling theories, psychology, all my favorite things in one deck. The card I got for you guys was work systematically, not frantically, to become more than you are. And with weight here, and perseverance, there's definitely something here about that. So one of the 5 hindrances in Buddhism came up, and this is the 5 hindrances to self-mastery. So it says an unsettled mind cannot settle. It's called monkey mind. That's exactly actually what I mean. So thank you, Spirit. Monkey mind is when your body is in the present moment, but your mind is on the past that already happened that you can't go back to, or it's on a future moment that hasn't even happened yet. So how can you feel settled in an energy like that? How can you, when your body is here in one place, but your mind is swinging, it's called monkey mind, branch to branch, future events that have not happened yet, and you're worrying about it. And then past events that you can't go back to and change nothing about it. You're in the present moment, your body is, your mind should always be where your body is in the present moment. So it's about kind of like, can you feel this big change and not feel so frantic about it? Be more systematic about it, okay? And stay present. Stay strong. Like I'm feeling this strength coming through, and there's a lot of yellow imagery here with the solar plexus. It's like, being activated to stand up in your strength, to know that things are changing. Good things, good things. Spirit was saying big changes are ahead, big decisions. They're going to require much strength and much faith, okay? The star card to me is a card of faith, of hope, of knowing. The street lamp, it's like you're only getting glimpses of what's ahead. You're only getting glimpses of what's ahead, but trust where you're led. Like, trust that path that your spirit guides are kind of nudging you on. It is kind of gray today, but I'm getting from this group like a gray energy. Like, I'm outside on a gray day. I'm a little depressed. I'm a little tired. I'm a little worn out. And Spirit's like, restore your faith. Restore that joy. Fill your cup, okay? Have fun. Humor. Humor. That was the first thing I wrote. Surrender to more fun. And then humor was the first card to pop out from the soul's journey. Lighten up. Let the things happen around you, because y'all should know. And I think if you're being honest with yourself, if you're really being honest and quieting down and listening to Spirit, you'll feel that these things are good. So are there any other messages from the spirit guides at this point in time? They're saying that faith is something that it's believing in something you can't see but you know is real. So before you even get to the other side, right? Before that thing even happens, it's a feeling, and I feel like you guys feel it in your heart center. You feel these changes are going to happen and these things are happening. They're good. Y'all feel that it's good deep down. In a literal sense, when you're looking at the world that you're in and the changes that are happening, it might be dramatic, but it's like sometimes I think our behaviors are learned from what's popular, like in popular culture or through TV or through our peers or through whatever, where it's like stressful things happen, which mean that you have to be stressed. Oh, well, because this is stressful, you must be stressed about this. You have to be. No, you can go through major changes still in your energy. You can go through major changes and not get stressed. They can be stressful things that are happening, but you don't have to be stressed just because stressful things are happening. That's like an automatic default mental response a lot of people fall into, okay? If you guys are believing in yourself and your power and your ability to get through to the other side, it's much brighter on the other side. What I see right now is a tower moment, major changes, death, and the star. So it's about that faith, that hope. Okay, these things are happening. These things are happening. Having faith that yellow of this card, that your 3 to wands, 4 to wands, you're being brought somewhere great. And then we skip over the 5 of wands, which is fighting, bickering, and we go straight into the 6. He's riding into town victorious from the 5, the battle. So it's like you guys are skipping the battle in the future. The battle is like, it's not even now. Things are just changing. Things are being woven. Trust in your spirit team. Trust that feeling, faith, believing in what you can't see. You feel like, okay, well, these changes are happening, but I feel like on the other side, it's bright. It's better than this. And Spirit saying, yes, that's exactly it. Hold on to that. Hold that. And don't let go of it. Stay present. Work systematically and not frantically to become more than what you are. And when it happens, when that levee breaks, stand still in the center, knowing, it's almost saying like a chant, whatever is leaving my life, whatever is changing, whatever the water is sweeping away, I let that water take it away. Take it away. It's not even good for me anymore. If you're honest with yourself, a lot of these things aren't even good for you guys anymore. 1550 on the clock. Changes, 5, 57 to 58. You were the only group that got 2 cards coming out. So I'm sending you guys a lot of love and a lot of luck on your journey. You know, if it keeps on raining, the levee's gonna break. Bro, the levee is gonna break. But you know what? If you could see it from my end and what the guides are seeing, all these things that are being cleared away from you guys, it's so necessary. And in my opinion, so worth it. So stay strong, stay positive, surrender to more fun. And when that moment happens, bro, I am a mountain and I cannot be moved. So beautiful souls, sending a lot of love and a lot of light. Good luck on your journey. Hey class 2. Alright, so I did channeled messages before we even get into the reading, just so you know if you're in the right class or not. What's interesting is I had already filmed the piles with the intro, and now I have to redo it because this one originally, it's like a red, you can't see it, it's like a red. It really wanted to be with 2, and I just was like I kept putting it on 1 when I was filming, so there's something here about the root chakra and grounding for real. But let's get into the channeled messages first, just so you know whether you're in the right class or not. Now remember, guys, please, these are messages from your guides, okay? I'm a little dark, but you're not. I'd rather you see the nature than the me. So the song I had channeled for you guys was Night Moves by Bob Seger. It's like, night moves. It's just like, spirit wants you guys to dance for sure. Lighten up. Your spirit guys are like, really like wanting you guys to have fun. The first messages they channeled were, you guys are here to master yourself right now in this frame of time and master your emotions. It's a time to create more. It's a time to live more. It is time to do things that bring more joy. Listen to music. Connect to your guides, connect to your friends, create. They were showing me like a hammock. They want you guys to lay in a hammock and kind of chill, because I feel like you guys have been through a lot. They want you to take it easy, and they're saying it's possible to take it easy and also stay in control. That like control doesn't have to be done in a bad way. If you think about sitting on a hammock and swaying on the hammock, it does take, so you can't just like, you know, you sit on a hammock and you go in and it's like you fall out and like you fall, but like it takes a certain amount of control. But it's almost like they're showing me that support on the hammock, how you feel when you're supported by spirit and you're just chilling and you're just swaying in the breeze. That's like what they want for you guys. They want you to take a break. They're saying that you guys are dreaming up these new worlds, and I really see it. You guys are really in this like creation period, and you're creating a lot, and there's a lot to be created, and so taking some time to have fun and tap into that joy is really going to help you guys create. So drink more water because you guys are creating. Lighten up, dance, let the energy out. That's why I was getting night moves, because for me, night moves is my, like when I hear night moves on the radio, I just turn it up and I'm like in the kitchen, I'm like, night moves. I'm just like dancing and vibing. Night moves. I'm like seriously like just vibing. So there's a major ascension happening for you guys too. Major ascension on your journey, on your progress. So they were saying a lot of work had already been done releasing things that weren't working for you, and they want you to sit back and enjoy Earth a little bit, but not Earth's problems. So if that sounds like your class, then welcome. So what's interesting is I was just saying there was a major ascension happening, and a lot of work's already been done releasing things. And from the tarot, I had the Devil reverse come out with the 9 of Wands. This is like some tough energies. The 9 of Wands really was like in a situation. You're coming out the other end of a situation or things, or just a period or time that has been where you were sucked in by some lower force or frequency. And it's really funny that they said joy and just having fun and living and creating, because from the tarot we had the Sun. So it's like all this energy was happening, right? And I still feel like some of it is with the 2 of Pentacles and the 5 of Wands. There's something about this group, when I get into your guys' energy, I just feel a little like frantic, all over the place, dizzy. Like my mind, things are still going, you know, like things are still going. And that's why Spirit's like, bro, just lay back on the hammock, just chill out, right? Listen to more music. It's funny, hammocks are usually in gardens. From the Nova deck, we had the garden come out. Enjoying Earth, right? That's what they were saying. That's why I love channeling messages before I pull cards. Enjoying Earth, but not its problems. Like actually enjoying time here, but not the problems of here, okay? Every time you guys are about to go there in your mind with the red door, I feel like it's almost like close the door on the negativity. That's what they're saying. They're like, take a break almost, and like it's about creation and it's about going within and kind of healing. The 9 of Wands, the 5 of Wands, the Devil reversed with the 2 of Pentacles. This is just a very busy energy where a lot of things happen. But Spirit's really like, you know what's on the docket? It's like, you know what's on the docket today? On the docket today, we have love and we have self-esteem. That's what's on the docket today, is love and self-esteem, is growing that love for life, that zest, that spark. And like, I feel like there was a situation where you guys were in that really disempowered you with another person. It could have been a job. Something happened where you guys broke this cycle, the cycle of control over you. Craig through Spirit, I'm hearing manipulation, allowing other people or other events or other things to just get the better of you. You guys are in this state where you're being asked to kind of just like heal from what happened. And I think you guys are growing stronger from this. You feel it. Y'all feel it. What's interesting was the Two of Pentacles is showing up, and he's sort of like this. And from my deck, so I made a deck. It has Buddhism, it has psychology, counseling theory, it has philosophy, it has everything. But what came out was Tonglen, which is a Tibetan Buddhist meditation practice. I do this a lot. It's called giving and then taking, or sending and receiving. So what you do is, like, on the inhale, you're taking. So if I'm around someone with a lot of anxiety, I'm taking their anxiety. If someone I love is going through a hard time, whatever you want on the inhale, you're taking away. Bad feelings, bad vibes, pain, stress. And then on the exhale, you're giving what you want instead. I want you to have steady energy. So the inhale, I'm taking away your pain, and on the exhale, I'm giving you back what you want. And so it's almost like that's how I'm seeing this card. It's through that breathing process. Taking in, sending out, breathing in and using your body as a filtration system for negative energies or what you've been through, and breathing out what you want to happen instead. Now in Tonglen and Tibetan Buddhism is a step kind of, I mean, there's different sects, but Tibetan Buddhism is heavily centered around compassion for self and compassion for others. So you do Tonglen, and I do it all the time. Right? It helps me be around people who are stressed, because I'm taking away your stress, sending you love in return. This goes from the smallest scales to the biggest ones, just FYI. I do meditations for people suffering from starvation, from cancer, if there's nothing I can do about it physically, even though I'm trying to do the groundwork and help things out, I can send energy. Energy is real. I can try to alleviate some of the pain of the collective and add in a better energy. So take that Tonglen reference as it resonates, okay? We have the courageous person thinks solutions and actions, not potential threats or danger. Yellow energy, solar plexus, confidence. That's a counseling theory. So they're saying that the most courageous people, when things happen, they think solutions and actions, and they don't think about threats or dangers. There's something you should take into consideration, but it's not like your focus is like, I'm the type of person that when something happens, I'm like, well, what's the solution? And some people just want someone to lament and complain with, and I get it, it's fine, but that's not the way I operate, okay? I operate in solutions, and I tell people in my life, I'm like, it's solutions only from here on out. Like, if you really want someone to just lament and like go through that energy with, that's cool, but that's not the way that I operate. Because I guess I am a courageous person. I've always just done that, but the courageous person does think like solutions only. Like, I'm not here to go down these windy roads with this energy anymore. I'm making solutions. So there's something I'm hearing where you guys were very courageous on. And you're being asked right now to have complete trust in your own organism and its capabilities. That's also a counseling theory. It's about having complete trust in your own organism, your own body, and its capabilities to get things done. So from the I Ching card, we had Fighting Through, and this is a card about taking decisive action. And it says, you'll be met with good fortune and your destiny even. Good destiny, good fortune. When you start shaking things up, the successful person masters the art of honesty and like living in truth. There's something here biting through, and I saw it with the devil in reverse. The 9, there's something here there's an awareness that's starting to come through. that's been coming through. And I think it's an awareness of yourself and your own capabilities, because the cards that are coming out is courageous person, complete trust in your own capabilities and the organism you were born into. Now, what's interesting was from the Starseed Oracle, we had your life as a canvas, artist, manifestation, and creative accountability. I was literally being channeled that you guys need to create. You guys are in a creation period. You guys are literally creating and dreaming up new worlds was what I was hearing. And we have big picture thinking, which is like inspired ideas. I mean, what does big picture thinking make you guys think? There's something here where it's like, I remember the soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. Destiny is when you transcend your fate. Destiny is when you take your fate, instead of being a prisoner to your fate or the circumstances that you guys were in, okay? And it's being courageous and changing that path and literally changing the fate into making it work for you. Getting out of a situation that didn't work for you or somehow making it work for you. And the sun is coming out for your guys' reading in the background, which is why I wanted myself to be a little bit darker. I wanted you to see the sun. The sun's coming out for you guys. There's something coming out. There's a lot of expression and joy and just love, and so it's like love, self-esteem, big picture thinking, this divine intelligence trying to come out, this creation, this manifestation, this taking your fate and turning it into destiny after these battles that you guys have been through. Spirit and your spirit guides are saying the sun, it's coming out. I'm like, don't want to channel Annie, but like the sun will come out. It's like, dude, just every time something happens, all right, well, what's the solution? You know what I mean? Like, let me not think about threats, dangers, negative things. What's the solution here? Trying to ground, because you guys have this red stone. Y'all are really trying to ground right now and make me re-record the intro, okay? Because y'all really wanted this stone, this red grounding stone. So take a break. You guys are dreaming up new worlds with this big picture thinking. You're making a whole canvas of your life. I think the next chapter ahead of you guys is really about coming into your power, coming into faith of your capabilities with self-esteem, trust in your own organism and its capabilities. And the sun to me represents solar plexus energy, self-esteem energy, happiness. Though the sun is like it's one of the happiest cards in the deck. It rules the 5th house of Leo, or Leo energy, and so does love. Those expressions, like Leo energy gets tricky for me because I'm in detachment so much, because I have a Virgo rising. Each rising sign kind of rejects the sign before it. Usually it's found in the 12th hour. So I have Leo in the 12th house, and I was telling my friends, it's like the spotlight and energy. It's like I detest that sort of energy. But like Kurt Cobain was a Virgo rising, and he actually took fame really seriously, or that's his expression and his music. And it was almost like it freaked him out when he became so big, or it's just like there's a seriousness that still can be taken. But with Virgo energy, I feel like self-esteem more. There's something here where you guys are also almost uncomfortable with that Leonine energy of Leo, of just, I don't know, like expressing and being childish and fun and fancy and free and just having fun and laying on a hammock and just enjoying the pleasures of the earth and expressions of it. And creativity lives in the 5th house of Leo. So there's a ton of just this magical energy on the table. And it's like, let it come through, let it come through. That's what your spirit guides really want you to know. So I'm about to close the channel. Is there any other messages for this group before we close down? They're saying, like, just take your time. There's this feeling of just literally laying in a hammock, drinking lemonade, watching the wind go, dreaming up new worlds. They want you to almost clock out of creature time and clock into earth time. So I say to people in my sessions, creature times, the creatures move real fast and they do things real fast, humans too. The earth moves on a much slower timeline, level, or frequency. So I think it's about enjoying this, like the earth time, right? Weren't they saying sit back and enjoy earth a bit, but not its problems? It's like earth time, you'll notice things move much slower, but it all works in this like beautiful symbiotic kind of energy. So I'm just like, I kind of love the energy for this class. There's just so much sparking and dying to come out of you, this beautiful energy. This is actually one of my favorite ones today, just because it just is so clear, so bright, so happy, so loving, so beautiful, so creative, so enjoy your time. Just go enjoy it, guys. I'm sending a lot of love and a lot of light, and I'll see you guys next time around, whenever that is. Bye. Hi class 3, welcome to your channeled messages from your spirit guides reading. I kind of love that the sun is coming out for you guys. I've chosen to make myself darker because I'd rather you see, but like the sun is shining bright for you guys. So I did channeled notes. Let's just make sure that you're in the right class. I channel notes before I pull messages from guides. So the song I was channeling was like Candy Says from the Velvet Underground, which is like a really kind of sad song. It's like, it's just a sad song, and Something in the Way by Nirvana. So I was told, like one of the first things I was told was that this class has been through a lot of trauma and hurt lately. So I love that the sun is finally coming out for you guys, because I feel like that's kind of the point. That's what's going on. So your spirit guides are saying, brighter days are ahead if you can believe in them. I forgot to read the first sentence. Oh my God. Brighter days are ahead if you can believe in them. This class has been through a lot of trauma and hurt. I was definitely seeing that. Your spirit guides are almost like there needs to be a return to center. Y'all need to reset, and then as soon as things start getting negative again, it's literally resetting again. And then as soon as things and despair starts coming in, it's resetting again. They need you guys to do a reset and keep just like a hard reset on the iPhones. Keep doing the reset. They want you to still the breath. There's a lot of breath work from my own cards that I made. It's energy work, it's philosophy, it's Buddhism, it's counseling theories. You guys got all energy work. There's something here where they're saying still the breath, still the mind, okay? Still the worries. That's what your guides are saying. Stillness brings you back to your center, okay? And call yourself there and plant yourself there. So they're saying that in this situation, you need to release the need to know, and that's a big one. I'm feeling it in my heart. And you guys chose the rose quartz. You need to, like, know that no matter how it plays out, it's all playing out in your favor, and you don't need to know the answers to how this is going to play out right now. You just need to ask to be aligned. That's what your guides are saying. And as long as you're aligned, you guys will be fine. So it's really just energetic relaxation, complete trust in spirit. It has to be maintained, they're saying. Like, I feel it. As soon as I get into this class, my heart is like just, my heart chakra, it's pounding. It feels like it's pounding with pain. Like I'm going through pain. And they're saying like Soji, I love Soji, but Soji says too much is, and then he made me go ... too much. Like too much is too much. When it's too much, it's too much. And so brighter days are ahead if you can believe in them. And when I was channeling these messages, it was super dark outside. Like I almost want to let you guys like get more of the greenery going. Okay, so let's just scoot over a second class so that you guys can see this. Okay, what's interesting was the cards that came out. The first two that came out was forgiveness and surrender. There's a lot of energy here about surrendering, right? Release the need to know how it plays out. We also had from the Starseed Oracle on that tip to trust the timing, to trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. There's something here, okay? You guys are really dissatisfied and heartbroken. Mira, I forgot I was channeling that heart energy when I channeled in this. The Three of Swords came out. There is something tough that you guys definitely went through, especially with forgiveness here. Then from the Starseed Oracle, we had the Great Severing, which is about anger, conflict, and like softening those energies to love. So there's something here. You guys are not, some of you are not receiving the support that you feel like you need. You guys are just kind of you feel stagnant, right? You feel stagnant. There's something about the situation that feels stagnant. And I feel like a part of you guys is really raring to go and really wants to make changes and really wants things to be better. And I feel like the problem is that as long as there's pain in the heart, that's going to be kind of hard to do. So it's almost like a time, they keep saying return to center, reset again. Still the breath, still the mind, still the worries, like stillness, forgiveness, surrender, this energy of kind of trusting in what's going on and forgiving some of these energies or these things that have happened. Whether you're forgiving spirit, you're forgiving yourself, you're forgiving life, there's just something here where it really is about that. What's interesting was we had the Hanged Man showing up as your final card in the Rider-Waite Tarot, and the Hanged Man is all about surrender. This is a different deck that says, but it's the same thing. It's surrendering. He actually took time from his problems, and he is actually upright. He went to go see things from a different perspective. That sunshine, the Spirit's saying the brighter days are ahead if you can believe in them. Queen of Swords too is very center. I do this a lot. It's still center. There's something here where you guys are really being asked to just kind of surrender and release the need to know how the situation is going to play out. It's so different for all of you guys. That's why I don't dislike, but I don't love doing collective readings, because the one-on-one work, it's like I'm a surgeon and I know exactly what I'm fixing or what needs to be fixed. When it's a general reading, it's super vague to me, and I hate not being able to give all the answers. They're telling me to go to my cards now for you guys. So energy work, this is an important question, guys, okay? Is what you're feeling anxiety, or could it also be excitement? Because both elicit a similar response and a similar feeling. So is it possible that some of you are mistaking anxiety and excitement? When you go to do something, is it possible that it's just because it's new to you, or you don't really know about it, that you're getting anxious, or you think you're getting anxious, but really your energetic body is just getting excited? I'm being brought back to this, though, with the anxiety and excitement, regardless of what that feeling is. It's every time you need to return to center. And then they said reset. And then they said as soon as it starts to creep back in, you need to reset again. So I don't know if some of you have been having panic attacks or PTSD, or if that's something that you guys are struggling with. Your spirit guides and my spirit guides will always urge you to seek out therapy and to get help and to listen. There's nothing I ask any of my clients to do that I haven't done myself, and sometimes I have to deliver hard messages to them, but I'm I've walked that path. Wherever you guys are at right now, this energy, I've been there before. So they're saying, how many times have you gotten through something not knowing how you would? Think about it. And I say that a lot, but it's because it's true. Why would this time in your life be any different? You have to trust the timing. You have to trust this sort of divine process that's happening in your life right now. And you need to see things from a different angle, okay? You need to release the pain, release the hurt, forgiveness. You forgive other people. So it's you set yourself free from whatever happened. Or yourself free from whatever you did. Whatever forgiving, sometimes the biggest forgiveness, Spirit is showing you what I say, is forgiving yourself for putting yourself in situations where you should have known better, putting yourself in situations where, but then it's also, I feel like you guys are also a little hard on yourself. So it's this weird energy that needs to be things need to be clear here. Some of it is this energy from yourself and how you relate to the world, and some of it is an energy from other people. That it's just this confusing mess, and it's about putting things in a very clear consciousness and perspective, okay? Spirit is saying you cannot protect yourself from your own negative energy. You created it, which means that you own it. true though. Your own negative energy is your own creation, okay? So you can protect yourself, which some of you do need to do, because we had snapping away exercises, which is energy work I teach in my one-on-one sessions, which is ping-ponging negative energy back to a better one. So it's like every time a negative energy comes to me, I go, choop, ping-pong, witch, and every time a negative thought or someone else negative, it's like I ping-pong negative energy all day. And I think people think that's annoying, but in Buddhism, that's what you're doing almost. It's just like, I'm kind of having fun. It's like a game where like I thank that negative energy for coming into my awareness, because what it's doing is it's showing me that I'm not happy or I'm not pleased or that's not an energy that I want or there's something ahead that I'm worried about, whatever. But I always see it as a match, a game with life where I ping pong a negative, as soon as it comes, a negative energy back. So you guys might be really sensitive and you guys might pick up on energy from people around you, from the world, but I'm also seeing PTSD with this group and like a kind of anxiety state. And so Spirit is saying it's like you need to get better about snapping away the negative energies that you're feeling from the world around you. But you guys can't, at the end of the day, protect yourself from the own negative energy that you created. You can't. You have to stop creating that. And there's a certain surrendering here that needs to go on where your spirit guides are saying like, you're going to get through this. These challenges that are ahead, there's challenges that are currently going on. I feel like you guys have been putting a lot of work into it, but if I'm honest, I feel like you guys have been putting a lot of work into being in your own head with the 4 of Cups and the 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles is a card of time. It denotes that a certain amount of time has been taken, or it's patience, or it's... But with the 4 of Cups here, again, I'm seeing a lot of just like, no, joy needs to return to you guys. There's a more bountiful future, okay? Trust in that. Trust in that. From the I Ching, we had the well. So the well, like, of water gives life to everyone. Cracking through spirit. And this card is about going deeper within yourself and your own mental sphere and saying it's like, be patient, okay? Penetrate your mind, like go into your own nature as deeply as you can, because this is a time of self-development. The reason why things aren't really well, it's not even that they're not moving forward in the outside world. I don't really think it's that with this group. I think with this group, there's something here about the mind. There's something here that's been stagnating in energy in the mind, or in energy in the way that you relate to the world. And the well is saying, like, the deeper you go into the well of your own self, the better. And then from my energy card, it's saying you can't protect yourself from your own negative energy. So this group, most of what's happening is an internal process of seeing things more clearly and for what they are, and being in a more balanced state of mind. And that's going to help you guys be able to see things from a different angle. From the Novador Oracle, we had the Factory and then the Mountain, both in black ink, which are good. So again, it's like these obstacles or these things that you're working through overcoming with the Factory, working through overcoming these obstacles. The Factory, that's where I was saying Factory reset, actually. So LOL. They kept saying reset, then reset. Every time. You need to, this group is a little tough, and this is why I'm just saying, like, if you do need therapy or external resources, that should never be stigmatized, okay? What's happening here is a total reset of the way that you relate to the world, the way that you process things, the way that you sit with things, the energy you allow to accept, the energy that you create within, the energy that you feel without. And it's, to me, it's like owning this energy. Some of you feel very, very misunderstood. Some of you feel very, very like you cover yourself in this little bubble of protection to try and keep the energy away. There's a heart healing energy here. I just want to give you guys a huge hug. Like, this group, I just feel the pain in my heart. And it's like, the last card we got from the Rider-Waite Tarot were beautiful ones, and from the Starseed Oracle as well. It was the 6 of Cups, and it's the courageous peony flower that create, like, multifaceted, unique, but there's a lot of like flower imagery and blooming. And then I'm hearing In Bloom by Nirvana, because I was channeling a Nirvana song. But you guys also got The Sound of Silence. It's like, hello darkness, my old friend. You guys are in a vibe right now where I really want you guys to kind of rework the interior, go through a lot of you have to just forgive the past. I'm sorry, this is your spirit guides coming in. Forgive the past, please. Forgive the things that have happened. Forgive the darkness you've seen in life. Forgive the things that have happened that have left you feeling apathetic, depressed, in anxiety, whatever it is that's not good. And it's about somehow through that stillness, that resetting, the understanding and trusting process with the universe and seeing things clearly is what's going to help you guys come back to life, is how I feel with these things. So really remember, Spirit said brighter days ahead if you can believe in them. And I mean, it's been sunny now for this entire reading. And so I just want you guys to kind of ask yourself too, as you're dosing yourself, I want you to dose yourself on things. When you're doing things, ask yourself, is it excitement or is it anxiety? Have I just kind of been on my own for too long, or been in my head, or been in these things? And am I really anxious, or am I just excited and like kind of don't understand and nervous because I'm doing something new, or you guys have been holding back a little long, and there's nothing being knocked right now. It's actually on divine order, so know that, because like the well here is saying the deeper you go and the deeper the reworking of your inner world, the more good fortune comes for you. And you guys just need to trust this whole process. Trust your spirit teams. It's like they're energetically, because they know I'm trying to close the channel, they're energetically coming through like very eager, being like we're with you, like talk, you know, like you hear us. They're saying you hear us in your head, you hear us telling you like to get out of bed, or to do certain things, or to do this, or to try this, or to, you hear us. So like listen to us, and like let us help you get through this period and reset you. And then things can definitely start coming into bloom, because then I feel like you guys will be out of bed and in the garden actually planting seeds and working hard to bloom. Once you do that inner work, like, you know, the plant does a lot of inner work. Even trees all winter, you think they're dead, they're not dead. They're doing a lot of work inside right now. So it's almost like you're in touch with nature and stuff. They're doing work all winter internally. They're not dead. They're staying alive. And then there's a period of blooming that happens. And then there's a period of shedding that happens. Then there's this period of inner work that happens. Then there's a period of blooming that happens. When you look at the seasons, it's a cyclical thing. So you guys are actually perfectly in line. It's almost like though your spirit guides are giving me this feeling where they're like, you know, it's time to kind of get this cycle or a grasp on what you've been dealing with, so that you can bloom, okay? You don't have to wait until spring or summer. Like, there's nothing wrong. Trust what you're going through. But if it was up to them, they would have you in a much brighter, more joyful energy like stat. But they kind of understand that y'all need some time to work on building a foundation to get there, okay? So they're sending a lot of love. I'm sending a lot of love to you guys. Good luck on the week ahead. Listen to your spirit team. Go inside. Go dive deep. Go heal your heart. And everything's going to be A-okay, guys. I'm just telling you. Mwah. Hey, class 4, my light worker, shadow worker, empath, just special energy pile. So I took a break for a while because general readings are hard for me. I don't know about you guys, but if you do tarot work, like when I work one-on-one, it's like so much more exacting and it's like a surgery. Whereas doing general readings, it just kind of feels so vague. So I'm like, well, what's the point? But Spirit's like, they're important. And I'm like, okay. So anyway, I channeled messages like I do for my healing sessions. So we'll find out if you're in the right class or not. It's possible for this group that there's multiple messages. This is really just dedicated to my, like, I consider frontline energy workers, my little nurses, my caretakers, my teachers, my energy people. It's just the people who are super rad. So Spirit is saying very clearly, these are from the guides and from the angels. They're like, there's no more time for second guessing. And what's interesting was normally I'm reading these, but the channel messages before the cards, but then it was like denial and imagination came out, and they were like, there's just no more time for second guessing their messages and thinking that your imagination is running wild for you. Now, I think it's very important to make sure that you're deciphering the messages that come out, you know, and like questioning them and work, but they're almost like, stop second guessing what we're telling you guys. It's time to own your powers so that you can help yourself and help others. My battery's low, but we'll make it. I know we will. So you guys need to cut yourself some slack, okay? Spirit's saying, please. You guys are like my frontline workers. It's time to cleanse your energy because you guys are working with others. So it's almost like this feeling of not getting jaded. And you guys can't get jaded by shadow. And then again, what's so interesting is we had the shadow come out and the wizard, which in this deck is kind of like the high priestess and the magician and the person in touch with all the moon cycles and all. So it's like you can't get jaded by the things that you guys are seeing. And it's very hard because even in my readings, that's been happening. I don't know why Spirit's having me say this. Like, I have some really tough sessions ahead, energy healing sessions ahead in 2022. And I had to give some disclaimers to my clients, just being like, you know, you're not going to necessarily like what the session is about. And so what I need you to work on is accepting the session beforehand. Accepting that, like, I'm not the type of reader that's just going to tell someone what they want to hear. Because if what I really want to do, if my intention is to heal, and morals and ethics and integrity is everything to me, I guess this is a message for some of you. You can't be afraid to tell people what you're seeing. I know my clients want to hear certain things about what they're doing because they're equating the messages that they're getting from Spirit. If they're good, then that means that they're on track. And if they're wrong, it means that they're not on track. But what if it's all just a part of the karmic process or the learning cycle? You can't be afraid to tell people what you see if it's what's going to heal them, because that's what you want. You want them to wake up. You want them to be happy. But you also don't want them living in denial, because you know that if you just sell them false promises, they're just going to hit a wall. And that's where it's like very clear to me in energy healing and even this like YouTube thing. I took a break for I don't even know how many weeks, because you can't let other people get dependent on you or your services. You have to be empowering them. So if selling them a lie or selling them a false promise is what's going to get them to keep coming back to give you money, then that's like a part of the big process. Like, no, all my guys in the no, you do not do that. I gave my clients the session, like the option to opt out of the sessions. You know, I was like, you don't have to do this, but this is what I'm trying to get you prepared for. So I think some of you, especially with all the change happening in the world, you guys are going to have sometimes some tough messages, whether that's just delivering them to the people if you're in your life through your insights and your gifts, trying to help them work on themselves. You can't be afraid to tell them the way things are. Sorry for that long-winded tangent from Spirit, guys. So they're saying as long as light exists, so does the shadow, you know? Don't mask your pain. They want you guys to feel it, but it's almost like enough with the pain, you know? Like, we all know that pain exists. Like, that's a constant. Like, don't mask it. It's okay to feel it. It's okay to feel the energy of the collective and to feel kind of, that's where Spirit is saying the channel messages for this group are to cleanse your energy. So pain is a creation of our own thoughts based off what we perceive is going on. And again, like, if you perceive, I don't know why I'm hearing this, if you perceive that your clients are going to be upset with what you're telling them, and that instead of, like, I don't know, that message is ringing loudly for someone here. So they're saying stay in the game and, like, play the levels. And, like, if it's a hard level, you still have to master it and beat it somehow. So continue on your path and do not stop until you see your mission through. Now, what's interesting was I was being told to go smoke a cig in between, and I was like, I don't need to. And it's almost like my guides, they're so annoying. As soon as I got outside, they were like, we just wanted to make sure that you're trusting the messages that you're being given and you're following orders, because this group needs to follow orders. So that's kind of starting off the reading. We have denial and imagination. Your spirit guides or the angels source is saying, don't deny the things that we're telling you, even if they're unpleasant. It's not a figment of your imagination. You might think it is, but a lot of these things that we're telling you, it's like, they told me to go outside, and I was like, I don't need a cigarette, and I don't need to go outside. And as soon as I got outside, they were just like, can you tell them to follow through on the things that we tell them, just like we told you to come outside. And there was a real feeling of like, there is a feeling here where spirit is saying, and I don't know if I'm just projecting, but like, I think it's collective work. So don't get jaded by the shadows that you're seeing and the work that needs to be done. And that's almost why I need to put a disclaimer on my readings, because people are like, well, isn't that tough, or isn't that work hard that you do where you're healing people and their trauma? And I'm like, well, the hardest part about it, I'm cracking through spirit, the hardest part about it is having to put up this pretense or this air where I'm having to constantly worry about the messages or the things I'm being told and how I'm going to deliver them and how they're going to take them. Well, the most energy comes from trying to put up a false representation of myself and the energy to coddle them or make them feel comfortable. What would be easier for me and what's easiest for me is to just sit down and speak the truth, to be in a true vibe, to talk the way I'm talking now, which tends to be monotonous or monotone, and to not have to be like, okay, well, you know, like, it's like, no, like, you're doing XYZ, like, this must be eliminated. And it's easier for me to say, you're doing XYZ, this must be eliminated, if my clients aren't taking it as an insult and they're open and they're receptive to the messages that I'm giving them, because I ultimately want them to be in a joyful vibration, because I want to help Earth. I don't help Earth by lying to my clients. There's a level here of something where it's like, you guys are exposed to the shadows of other people, and you need to have the power within you to be able to deliver those messages to help them. This isn't the red shadow. This is the black shadow. This is good shadow work to help them, guide them through this darkness to the other side. So again, with the energy cleansing, we had the empathetic starseed, absorbing what's not yours, needing energetic sovereignty, cleanse your energy. I just did a session with a Reiki healer, because I normally heal myself, but I'm like, these sessions ahead of me are very tough. So I need help cleaning my energy out before the 2022 sessions. I should cleanse myself from 2021 and all the things I also went through, because I'm also human. So it's like, I tell my clients, it's not a joy for me to tell you these things, because I'm also a human and I would love to deliver great news. But if where I see is that you're in the ground and you're not even on ground level yet to build, then it's my responsibility as an integrity holder, more. Like, I was joking with my friend, if someone accused me of having too high of a moral or being too full of morality, I would love that. I would love if someone was talking and being like, she's so moral, like, she is so many morals. Like, I strive to see myself clearly, to have integrity, to have morality. So you guys know that this journey is not for everyone. Not everyone is gonna get it. I don't even get it myself sometimes. That's where Spirit's saying, stop getting jaded, okay? I never wanted to go into energy work, really, or like, I always had these gifts and I didn't want to use them, because I was just like, I would much rather have an easier life. Like, I was working in fashion, get a car, pick me up, take me to work. It's not, you know. But there's a higher purpose and a higher calling than yourself. And like, I'm so inspired by Martin Luther King Jr. And just like, I want to change the vibration of the world. Like, I want humans to be better. This is a bigger thing than myself. My love for humankind transcends my wants or my needs or my desires to be accepted, to be understood. It's pushing away in a way that is honest with myself, with yourself, with your mission, with your purpose. Not everyone's going to understand it, but you know, it's like Spirit is saying, you guys know that we're behind you. You know, like, you have the light. You can bring all that's hidden in the unconscious out to light and, like, bring it into consciousness. Consciousness is what we're aware of. It's what each one of our brains, our consciousness is the aspect of ourselves in our lives that we're aware of. The unconscious is the part of the mind, it was 11:01 at the clock, where it's unconscious, it's not known. And so we can see that, we can bring it out to light to help the people that we work with, okay? To bring them that consciousness so that they start understanding more and they have more control. They make the right choices or decisions to get themselves aligned to the best timelines. But again, it's like, there's something here about everybody staying grounded and kind of enjoying. We have surrender to the sweetness, which is Venetian energy, pleasure, joy. You know, they're just out there enjoying, or it's like this sweetness. We have the Ace of Cups too. Ooh, almost flying off the table. There's a sweetness. Spirit is like, you need to replenish that within yourself so that you can give it to others. Like, I just took a really long break. And you know what I did? Whatever I wanted. For however long it took, I was like, I'm doing whatever the hell I want. And I'm having fun because the sessions I have ahead of me are kind of dark and they're a lot. And so I need to stay grounded and I need to seek the light and I need to return to that joy or that place where I have enough love in my heart to not be wounded by the things that I see, but to try and help mankind in whatever way I can. So what's interesting was, from the major arcana, we had the worlds, which is like the work that we're doing with others, right? Whether, again, you don't have to be a tarot reader. You could just be one of those people who's really in touch with energy and helps the people in your friend circles, your groups. Leading by example is what I'm hearing. And then it's weird. We have the Nine of Swords, right? The World and the Nine of Swords. Then we have the King of Swords, right? And the Five of Pentacles. So to me, it's very clearly like owning the energy. The King of Swords is not a governor. I tell everyone that. He's a general, okay? He is not easily swayed by the opinions of other people. He's actually not looking for the opinions of other people. He's literally interested in what's right, what's wrong, what's for the highest good of all. We're not talking what's in the highest good of one or two people. What's in the highest good of all? Swords are born of ill will and pain and certain things, but to cut through that clarity or to cut through what's going on with other people that needs to be said or needs to be worked on, that's what you should be more concerned about, is cutting out all this darkness that exists in the world with the Five of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. The anxiety, the sleepless nights, the worries that everyone has, the isolation, the lack of just everyone that I work with, I call out to. I do an energetic call. All souls who need help, please find me. I've never had to get a website yet, do booking, because I just call. And so that's how I know. I have people ask me, well, isn't it like, how do you know that they're going to take the messages okay? And I'm like, well, first and foremost, I believe in my own ability to deliver the messages. And secondly, I call the souls who are receptive to me to find me, and they do. So if they came and they found me, then chances are they're receptive. And to date, I've only had one session that went awry, and it was the South Node in Leo. I'm just saying, any of you who are into astrology, them finding out that this lifetime was not Leo and was a double Aquarius. I think it was a double South Node in Leo with a double North Node in Aquarius. I only had one session that didn't go so well. And you know what I said when that 1444? When that session didn't go so well, I was like, well, this isn't an all-out buffet, and people are not going to like what I have to say. And, you know, it was bound to happen. I think it was my 31st or 32nd session back in 2020. So I was like, you know, but then they came around, and I was like, that's great. So for the I Ching card, we have 50, the vessel. And so this card is just basically like, sooner or later, all the good that comes out of you comes back to you. This card really says that. Like, good comes to those who do good. Joy comes to those who bring joy to other people with the Ace of Cups. Crack it through spirit. Okay, opportunity comes to those who persist in following their dreams. But this card also talks about rejuvenation and recharging your batteries, being a vessel of light, a vessel of knowledge, a vessel of energy. right, my loves? So just like, let's clear your energy, take some cleansing breaths, do whatever work you need to do, enlist your other friends who have services that they can offer to cleanse you, who get you. Stay light, jovial, free, and unencumbered by the pain or the shadow or the energies that you're seeing in the people around you. So we have energy visualization work. This is from my own deck. P.S. On my break, I made like a psychology deck, counseling theories, philosophy, Buddhism, energy work, astrology. So what came out was energy visualization. Temper yourself to your energetic environment. It's waking up, setting a thermostat. You guys are the thermostat. You set the temperature. You can read the temperature, set the temperature every day, okay? But temper yourself to the environment. There's something here about like storms pass, let them pass, right? Like I picture my life when problems are going on, like I'm on a space station all the way out in space, so far away from my fucking problems. There's like Earth, I'm seeing the rain clouds go over North America or Central America, wherever. And I'm like, well, maybe they needed rain. You know what I mean? Maybe they needed some rain so the plants could grow. When storms happen or I wake up and I have those days where I don't feel so great, Spirit's saying when you guys have those days, they're natural, so just let them pass. Like, let the storms pass. Temper yourself to your environment. Listen to what they're saying. My guides were very clearly like, you need a break, you need downtime, you need this, you need that. And I listened. I heard the call of the collective, but I was like, I'm listening to my guides and myself. Rain factually always passes too. It's just what Spirit's saying. So this is just a Tibetan Buddhist thought process of how a person with good physical health can be in a bad mental state and feel bad, right? And just like a person with bad physical health can maintain a positive mental state and somehow they can still mentally feel good about things. So really your mind and what you see and how you perceive these things is everything. A healthy, great, happy, fun-loving, or a person who has all these opportunities, who has no disabilities, who I feel like people need to be reminded sometimes and they take it the wrong way. Like I wake up and I go like this, okay, well, I have my arms, my eyes, my legs, my ears, I have everything. My voice works, because there's times where my voice didn't work. There's times where my body wasn't working well and I was in the hospital with an autoimmune, I was sick. There's times where everything's actually good. Okay, so stay in that good mental state and don't spoil your life by thinking mentally wrong. Just like the person who's in the hospital, me, when I have my autoimmune, you could sit there and you can stay in a joyful state and still enjoy your life. It's very possible. What you think is possible is possible. So the Dalai Lama said, who I think is one of the greatest philosophers of all time, to be honest. I don't know who needs to hear this, but like Buddhism, the Dalai Lama was saying about Buddhism and therapy in Western counseling. He says the only difference between them is that Buddhists take into account past lives, because it's all philosophical contemplation on problems and how to solve them. There's no like one handbook for counseling theories. Like counseling theories were invented, so I don't know who needs to hear that. We're getting a little long. But the Dalai Lama said that we add to our own pain and suffering by being overly sensitive and overreacting to minor things. And sometimes we take those things too personally. And then on the other hand, we tend to take small things too seriously and remain indifferent to the really important things. Those things which have a much more profound and long-term effect, consequences, and implications. So in terms of pain and suffering in this mental state, that's just the Dalai Lama's theory. People add to their own pain by overreacting to things that have no real true importance, all these minor things throughout the day. Oh, can you believe so-and-so like put my coffee like this? Or can you believe that so-and-so that happened? And we tend to dramatize these small events, right? And from denial, here, and spirit guides, from denial, we tend to not want to look at the bigger picture, the bigger things that are going on, and not take those things seriously. We will take the smallest things, most people, humankind, will take the smallest things, blow them out of proportion. And then the real things that need attention, they don't even get paid attention to, because it's like, we love to get lost in work or routines or just the smaller scale thing instead of paying attention to the larger picture. So I'm going to start closing arguments for this group because this is getting super long. They're saying don't mask your pain and to feel it, but remember, enough with the pain. Pain is a creation of our own thoughts. That's interesting because we were talking about how a person with good health can still feel bad. Based off of how we perceive things are going on. Stay in the game, keep playing the levels and leveling up. Continue on your path and don't stop until the mission is seen through. So long as light exists, so does the shadow. And you guys can't get jaded by the fact that shadow exists on Earth, because it just does. That's a natural law of the world that we live in the universe. Restore though. Like, it's not time for second guessing. It's a time to step into your power. Other people aren't going to get it. You get it. If you feel like you're on the right path, then you're on the right path. If you feel charged, ready to go, this, that, then you're doing things great. If not, then you guys are smart enough to get in touch with your spirit guides. I feel like a lot of you guys know this. The songs I channeled actually were Stand By Me by Benny King. When the night has come. And then I was doing Sitting on the Dock of the Bay by Otis Redding, which is one of my favorite songs. It's like the part though where it says, sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting till the evening comes, watching the ships roll in, then I watch them roll away again. Sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tides roll away, sitting here resting my bones, this loneliness won't leave me alone. Like, there's just something about that song where I feel like he's on the dock of the bay watching the tides come in, roll away. It's like, it's just a song of kind of just waiting and not feeling like you have anywhere to call home, or like, you know what I mean? Just wasting time. Wasting time. Left my home in Georgia. I want to sing it so bad. Headed for the Frisco Bay. I have nothing to live for. Look like nothing's gonna come my way. So I'm just gonna sit. It's like, look at the surrender to the sweetness. Listen to music, guys. 2313. Live in a higher vibration that I know you're capable of. And just always make sure that you're restoring yourself to the beauty of life and what you guys are. So, beautiful souls, sending so much love and light until the next time we meet paths cross again. Be well, be strong, and continue to replenish yourself often, okay? Sending a lot of love. Bye, guys.